Welcome back to Three-Way Call with Britt, Fal, and Star. Today we're going to be talking about alignment and what alignment means to each of us.
I think this is a perfect first episode because after our introductions, we really kind of just in that moment realized how aligned this really is for us.
Yes.
So, seeing as how we've kind of all been through a lot of situations in our lives, especially the past couple of years, few years probably, do you feel like your lives are aligning differently now?
I think mine is for sure. I think mine definitely is aligning differently.
It's definitely not what I pictured.
Yes. I will second that. Yes.
Yeah.
So, what does alignment mean to you?
Alignment to me basically is just living in your truth, plain and simple. It's living in accordance with your true core values and belief systems. And I feel like it's just constantly living as your best self, always trying to come from your best place, showing up as the true person that you are or the true person that you aspire to be, aka your highest self. So basically, what I do is I picture in my head who I want to become, and I ask myself, does this decision I'm about to make or action I'm about to take align with my true self? Or would these decisions and actions I'm making be the same as who I aspire to be? So, what would my highest self make the same choices as I'm making, basically?
Right.
I love that, especially looking ahead and really picturing who it is you are, who it is you want to be, and moving in that towards that direction.
Because it really comes down to embodying that part of yourself. It's and that has to come from a place of no longer allowing those outside energies to disrupt you, which I feel like we have all gotten to that place where we're focusing on ourselves and bettering ourselves. And like you said, our highest selves. Would our highest selves do that? And the more we look into our own body and our own mind, the more things will align with us.
100%. And so, similarly to what Fallon was saying, when I think about alignment, I think of stepping into your true self, whatever that is for you, and really doing what you're called to do. Whatever that inner peace is going to give you, whether through friendships, relationships, your career, and honestly, doing whatever it takes. Obviously nothing nefarious, but doing whatever it takes to live that life you really, really want.
Alignment is not something that will miss you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's going on in your life, whatever shows up, whether it's good or bad, or you hate it or you don't hate it, in that moment, that's what's needing to be aligned for you, because you either need to work through something to reach a different level, you need to grow through something, or it's it's a positive, this energy field it changes and you show up differently, you glow differently when you start aligning well. Yeah. But we all have to go through these weird processes, these weird growth, these bumps and all that stuff to get there, because we were never really taught how to be aligned in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely, like Britt said, I definitely think it's a process and we're always evolving and growing. So to know that it's okay to change your mind and to not always want the same things that you once did is perfectly okay. And you have every right to pivot. And I feel like that's the beauty in life. It's your life, so you have those choices to make. You have the right to make those choices and to change.
Yeah.
What do you gals think is the biggest thing holding most people back from finding that alignment in their lives?
Good question. Yeah.
Themselves. Yeah. And honestly, just not knowing that was a really good thing Fallon said, was you can change, you can pivot, you can change your mind, you can realize that you prefer this over that. You're allowed to do that. And a lot of people think they don't, or people judge them because they do or whatever, and they have to come up with it's shame. It comes down to a shame place. And also so many women are out of touch with who they are.
Oh yeah.
And that's not at the fault of them. It's just at the fault of never being taught to know who they are, being clouded and judged, shamed, like the way society is, unfortunately. But I think more and more women are starting to realize that they can get back to themselves. And so I love to see that change
Absolutely.
and that they're holding that power again.
I see it as very much like a generational thing too.
Mhm.
Like ahead of us, definitely not as looked into. Whereas with us, like starting to kind of open that door. But then the Gen Zers,
Mhm.
I'm like, wow, these ladies are just, I feel like processing things a lot different.
Oh, wait, what is a Gen Zer though? Like, what age is that?
I think that's going to be like 24 right now or 27-ish and under, because millennials are about,
We're millennials.
yeah,
aren't we?
we're
Okay, that's what I thought.
millennials.
We have the coolest name.
We do.
Like millennial.
Yeah.
That's like
I don't know, girl. I feel like with your daughter, you should be on top of this. You should be
I-
schooling
I-
us.
I feel like-
Yeah, she's definitely Gen Z.
my daughter is.
Yeah.
She's okay. Yeah. She tells me I'm a millennial all the time. That's how I know for sure.
That's
like,
so Gen Z of her.
yeah. Because she's like, okay. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I agree. The generational thing, like if I look at like my parents or my mom specifically, is she still has been so out of body, so out of touch with that
Mhm.
side, and she had to be on her own at a very young age. So she was always in her masculine energy, you know, up until now you could see it in her now. So then me growing up, I don't get that feminine side. I don't know how to connect to that. But now that I've gone through enough experiences in life and I've really brought energy back to myself, that's how I've started to see like more and more things aligning in a positive way in my life. And it's so beautiful.
Yes,
it's so
it
freaking
is.
beautiful.
Yeah. I feel like, and that's where I feel like the three of us align, because I feel like the three of us individually have a lot of masculine energy, and like we all grew up with masculine energy. And I feel like, especially as of late, for Star and I feel like Britt's a little bit ahead of us, but I feel like Star and I have like just recently been tapping into our feminine energy and like our soft girl era. And I feel like Britt's really been helping us with that. But I definitely feel like that's where we all connect.
Yeah.
I agree. And I actually was like thinking about it because y'all know I've been into like pole fitness
Yes.
lately. And I'm like, I've been kind of soft, but now I'm getting even more comfortable, like just expressing like my body and my sensuality in that way.
Yeah, you're embodying that part of you
Yeah.
instead of keeping her under lock and key.
Yes.
Which is what we're taught to do because it's so frowned upon to be like, to embody that parts of us. So that sensual side of us, but that's like our nature. And we should really be allowed to like share that with people or share with ourselves. It's not for attention, which is another thing that bothers me. And that's probably one of the biggest stops for women is like, people are judging me for this.
Right.
And it's like, why?
Why exactly?
When it's just our actual nature to be this way.
And how we like to express ourselves.
Actually, it's so powerful. And I think it scares people.
Oh, definitely. It is a scary thing too, because like you said, it is the unknown for a lot of us. I mean, for me included, I'm like I'm learning every day, you know, like trying to align true self and tap into my feminine energy. And it is scary. The unknown is scary. So I definitely agree.
So if you could like take away one thing, or if you could go back in time and tell your younger self something about alignment and something about being in touch with who you are, what would it be? Like, what would you tell yourself right now?
You go first.
For me, I feel like I would tell myself it's okay to be alone, because I feel like I've personally, like I've always been in relationships. I've always had someone else that I've like put before myself or that I've like been attached to. And I feel like that hasn't really given me, like I've always been an independent person, but I feel like I always put that other person first. So I could never really get in touch with myself and be alone. And honestly, I feel like I haven't even really tapped into my alignment or my feminine energy since now, which this is the first time that I've ever been single my whole life. And so I just want to tell myself, like, it's okay to be alone. You don't need to be attached to somebody else, and just discover, put that energy into discovering who you are
Yeah,
first.
don't lose yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Don't lose yourself, which is something I did for forever. So
I love that for you, Val. I'd say if I could go back to Star, like younger self, I'd say like don't dim your light, girl, because I don't know why. Like I was always super shy, and I'm still more of that like introverted extrovert, but I think I would literally tell myself like you can't be too loud in this room. Okay, you can't say too much. And so coming out of that in my 30s finally like no, I can speak my mind. That was something that was really hard for me. So just speak your mind and it's okay.
And Britt?
Oh, I was going to hopefully skip my
She will.
like, okay, let's go. I think just the sooner you could be self-aware, the better. So the sooner you can be in touch with yourself, the better. I go back and forth because I also feel like we all need to go through certain things to get to where like I am now. I had to go through the hard stuff. I had to be less self-aware at times. So I want to say go back and do those things, but I also just say like take lessons from everything you go through. Learn the lessons from everything you go through and evolve faster.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well said. Evolve faster. Yes.
Like us.
And learn the lessons.
Well, speaking of stepping into our feminine power, ladies, we have a photo shoot. So
We do.
are y'all okay if I ask you some some rapid fire questions
Okay,
before we
girl.
jump in? Okay. Well, hold up now because I forgot to send them to Brittany. All right. Ladies, here we are. Rapid fire session number 1. Have you ever been love bombed?
Yes.
Give us the deets.
I don't think I have. So go ahead, Britt.
He asked me out and it was it's love bombing for sure looking back, but at the time I was like, oh my god.
That's how it always is. We think it's the sweetest thing.
And then slowly I felt like suffocated by it because it was so much. I mean, always complimenting me, always telling me how amazing I am. And that's great. Like we do want to hear that, but when it's so much, it's like I'd take it back though. I would take that back at the moment.
Yeah, I think when they're too aggressive, or not even aggressive, just too much, too fast, too soon, because typical, no offense to the guys out there, but as soon as we start to lean into that, you pull away. So that's why it's like, not all of you, obviously, but what do you guys think about starting a shared playlist for someone within like 2 weeks of knowing each other? Is that love bombed?
Okay, see, for me, I don't think so. I think that's cute. I'm all about sharing a playlist.
Do you know do you know someone well enough to make that playlist? Like,
but I feel like
2
you're
weeks.
like learning them through the playlist.
I thought that at first, but then looking back, okay, I'll be faster with this one. What are some of the most cringe backhanded compliments you thought was flirting you've ever received?
Okay, I went on a date with this guy and he asked me why I think it's so difficult to date in Arizona or whatever. And I said, it's the top 5 worst state to date in. And he was like, I'll tell you why I think it is. And he was like, it's because everyone here looks like you.
Oh my God.
I was like, I think that was supposed to be a compliment, but also it was not.
Thank you. Perfect example. Next, what's the most, actually, no, let me do this one. What's your toxic trait that you secretly love?
I'm needy. I'm not like needy in a way like I need you to do all these things for me. I just like need you. I just like want you by me. I want you in my space.
That's beautiful.
And yeah.
I like that.
I like it too. What's a red flag you've ignored because he had a good D?
Oh my gosh. We don't have time for the list. Jeez Louise. We literally ignore everything for the D. If the tea's that good, you're like not even thinking about any of the cons, you know?
I think I had what's an experience? What about like flirting in front of you, like in front of flirting with someone else right in front of you?
Oh,
I think
don't
that's
like
I totally ignored that a couple of times. Okay, last question. Let's see. Have you ever gotten ghosted by someone who wasn't even cute?
I mean, I'm sure I have.
Well, I don't know if this counts for me, but in college, I had a crush on the nerdiest human being. Tall, super thin, super pale, freckles, glasses, the whole 9 yards. Think like, what's that guy for the redhead guy from that one movie? Um, and he goes, oh, he's like super awkward. Napoleon Dynamite.
I literally was just about to say Napoleon Dynamite. I'm not even joking.
Oh,
my
no.
god.
Think Napoleon, girl, he wanted nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing. And I was like, but I didn't understand.
Yeah, now I don't think I have been ghosted by someone who's like not cute. It's always the ones that I feel like are so hot that
Right.
ghost me.
Wait, did you guys already answer your compliment? You didn't think of one, huh? You didn't have one. The backhanded, the awkward compliment.
I don't know. I know that I have some, but I feel like on the spot I literally can't think. But I feel like I definitely have a list. I know that I do. What?
My list, okay. You know how I like to go to dance class or like Zumba? Someone once commented like, "Oh, is that jazzercise like from the 70s?" And I think he was trying to say it was like old, but like cute. And I wasn't sure.
Like he was trying to be flirty, but it was like, that's not a flirty thing to say.
No, don't be rude. And I've also been told you're not special.
Oh no.
Huh, and I think it was supposed to be cute.
No, that is not cute.
No.
And then I was trying to impress this guy who runs, and he so I started running, and then he was like, "You're on a treadmill?" As if it wasn't good enough because I was supposed to be outside.
Oh my gosh, no.
The level of losers in my past life. Well, thanks for playing my game.
Of
Yes, that was
course.
so fun.
Yeah, that was super fun. Thanks, Star.
Ready to go shoot?
Yes, let's do it.
Dial into our next episode.
Till next time.
Till next time, fam. Love you.
Like.